Hello everyone, Mr. Garino here. In this video I'm going to illustrate how you can incorporate the value of profit into your stocks spreadsheet. Some people may have already done this. If you have, please watch this video anyway just to make sure everything's correct. So you should have at least this, 5 stocks. The student chose Netflix, Sony, I don't even know what this is, Wendy's, and United Airlines. This student from 2012, he made a really lot of money with Netflix, as we'll see in a bit in some other videos that I'm about to make. So the best way to get your next day, and this is 2012, is to click over here on the number 2 with the black arrow pointing to the right. That selects the whole row. Copy that however you like to copy. Some people like to right click and choose copy. Some people like to click the copy button. Personally, I like to click here and do Control C to copy. And then click here. You can right click, choose paste. You can choose paste up here, or you can do Control V, which is a good way to paste. So now you have your whole row with all the formulas and everything. Here, it was 9/28/2012 when that student did this, and his name was Louis Campos, by the way. So now we need a formula in here to calculate the profit. But before I do that, let me put in the new values that he had looked up in 2012. And the way you would have to do it, Netflix is NFLX, so we'd have to go to, there are many ways you can do it, but one way is to go to Google Finance and put in NF and choose Netflix and click the question mark, or it'll just pop up. I don't want to do it right now because it's going to give you today's values, and that's going to be different than the values from 2012. So I have his values off the screen here, so I'm just going to put them in. So when he looked them up, he looked up Netflix, and on that next day it was 54.38. Sony was 11.73. And I actually like typing in the values rather than copy paste from the internet, because when you copy paste, if you're not careful, you could get all types of formatting from the web page, and your numbers could be big and really dark black and throw your whole spreadsheet off. So it's a couple numbers, so I just type them in. This was 2.51, this was 4.52, and this was 19.40. Okay, so you can see here his money went down some the first day. Okay, so we're going to put in the profit formula here, and what we want to compare is the total amount of money that we have now to what we had the first day we started. So he spent almost 10,000, put in the cash here as a constant, not as a formula, of $20.10. So no formula up here. Some people put in over here the value of 10,000 and then did this minus this, the total minus the stock total, to get the cash. And that's actually a pretty smart thing to do, but for our purposes, not the right thing to do. Because when you do that, the cash is going to adjust as you drag these things down, or as you copy paste one row after another, because that's a formula. So it adjusts, and really it's the total that's going to be going up and or down. So this has to be a constant. So the formula goes here, you add these two together. Okay, so you spent almost 10,000. Whatever you didn't spend is a cash constant that's just going to sit in your account. So this is going to go up and down, but we're really going to calculate the profit from this because everyone should be starting with the exact same $10,000 amount. So over here we're going to type a formula, equals. And if I never showed you this, maybe this is a good time to show you. You could type in C3, but if you click on C3, it inserts the cell address for you. And then we're going to subtract C2. And we're going to hit enter. Now, when I say hit enter, that's real important, because if I click over here, it starts putting in a different cell address. So you're kind of like stuck. Once you start doing that click to put in cell addresses, you can't click to basically choose enter. You got to make sure you hit the enter key. So I'm going to click back over here to put it back to C2 and then hit enter. So we lost $170.66. That's correct, but it's not exactly, again, good thing to do, but not exactly what I want, because if I put in the next row, and what I'm going to do is pause this video for a second and paste it in so as not to waste time. Okay, so here's the next row that he had back in 2012. If I drag this formula down, notice it goes from C3, C2 to C4 minus C3. So what it's showing here is a daily change. So this is how much it changed from September 26th to December 28th. This is how much it changed from September 28th to October 2nd. So from one day to the next. I don't really want to know that. I want to know how much it changed from this day back to the beginning. So that when we're all the way down here, I don't want to go back and subtract the day before it and see how much money I made from one day to the next. I want to go from here all the way back up to here and see how much money did I make since the day I started. So instead of just C3 minus C2, it needs to be C3 minus C $2. And then of course that's going to get dragged down. Oops. That's going to get dragged down. I hate when that cursor jumps on you. Okay, and then of course the next day you're just going to copy, paste, and then of course the formula is right. So it's always $2. The C3 goes to C4, C5, but the 2 stays because of the $. Okay, so when we're all down here, we'll know our profit since the day we began, and then we can see who it was that made the most money since the beginning, not from one day to the next. Okay, so that's how to incorporate your profit. Make sure before you do that this is total, adds up your 5 totals of each stock, and that this is a constant and this is a formula, not the other way around. Then put in your profit formula. You're good to go. The next day you just do the copy paste. You don't have to fiddle with the formula. That's done. You just update your 5 prices and you'll see this number changing, going up and down, and it'll be pretty interesting. Okay, so that's how to include your profit, and make sure you get that right. Thank you very much.